Welcome to this Carbon Trust event, Accelerate to Net Zero Southeast Asia. We have some amazing speakers for you from leading organisations who are going to tell us about their journey, including Ikano Retail, an IKEA franchisee, Axiata, Dynapack, United Overseas Bank, and many more. We're going to hear about challenges and successes as we all face up to the impacts of climate change. But we'd also like to hear from you. So you should have seen a poll as you entered the room today. Let us know, where are you watching from? Which city are you in? As the events go on, you'll be able to ask questions of the speakers, and you'll find more polls in the area on the right-hand side of this video window. You'll also find resources to download and web links, contact details to talk to the Carbon Trust team if you'd like to find out more information. There's also subtitles, so if you'd like English captions, or in fact one of many other languages, I think there's over 30, you'll find live captions there. Our mission at the Carbon Trust is to accelerate a decarbonised future. With over 400 experts around the world, we help leading businesses and governments and financial institutions accelerate their route to net zero. We played a central role in establishing the standards and measures for carbon emission reduction that are in use by thousands of organisations around the world. We've also supported the development of technologies and programmes that are leading the way in the global response to the climate crisis. We all know that the clock is ticking. That's the clock that is ticking. If you joined us last year, you might remember the event was called Route to Net Zero. But this year it's called Accelerate to Net Zero. And that's for good reason. We need to take action. This event is part of a global series, so if you're interested in our work in Latin America, Africa, or elsewhere around the world, make sure you check our website for the other virtual events that are taking place. Now, can we take a look at the poll results, please? I can see some cities that have come in. Fantastic. So I can see people in India, Hong Kong, Netherlands, you're up early, Kuala Lumpur, Ho Chi Minh City, Hyderabad, Australia. Thank you for joining us wherever you are this morning. We want to hear from you, and you'll see a little bit later on. If you have questions, we'll put those to the speakers towards the end of their sessions. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our CEO, Mr. Tom DeLay.
Hello, I'm Tom DeLay and I'm Chief Executive of the Carbon Trust. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to today's event, Accelerate to Net Zero, Southeast Asia. We're delighted to be able to work with so many important partners and clients, not only here in Singapore, but across the Southeast Asia region. And Xing Ying will talk a little bit more in a couple of minutes about what we're doing specifically in this region. Coming back to the Carbon Trust, we're an organisation with one mission: to accelerate the transition to a decarbonised future. Accelerate is the verb, it's what we're here for. It's to do more than is just required, to really push ahead and accelerate that transition, however hard we know it might be. We deliver impact through the success and ambition of our clients and partners worldwide. We work with our clients and partners, either directly, helping them with issues specific to their organisation, or more broadly, by driving and supporting collaborations that can go across from public to private sector, or indeed across whole industry sectors, looking to make progress and share in that progress so that individually organisations can then go ahead and build their future routes to net zero. Being practical is what we're all about, and that's what today's event is all about. Making Route to Net Zero something that is tangible and real for your organisation, and helping you think about it in that way. We're going to have a number of panels, we're going to have a number of talks, but we're also going to have an opportunity for you to contribute directly, to interact with what is going on today, not simply be passive. And please, I would ask you to do that. It will be a better event if you do. So that's all from me right now. Thank you very much indeed for your time. I look forward to the rest of the event. It should be a great success. Let's hope you can help make it so. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And now I'd like to introduce Xinging Tok. Xinging currently leads the Carbon Trust team in Singapore and across Southeast Asia. She's over 12 years experience working as a banker, an ESG consultant, and a philanthropic grant maker in Southeast Asia and China. Xinging, welcome. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ralph. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Xinging, the head of Southeast Asia at the Carbon Trust. Thank you all for joining us today. You've just heard from Carbon Trust Chief Executive, Mr. Tom DeLay, about our mission to accelerate the move to a decarbonized future and how Carbon Trust delivers this mission, building on the successes and ambitions of our clients and partners around the world. Here in Southeast Asia, the Carbon Trust has been very, very privileged to be working since 2014 with clients and partners who are leading the charge and driving the momentum towards a net zero future. Our keynote speakers and panelists today bring with them a depth and breadth of experience building networks, collaboration, and enabling strategic decision making that underlie the foundation of this momentum and this ambition. And today, at the beginning of 2023, we hope that their speeches, their sharing, can inspire all of us to build on this foundation and ramp up our collective efforts towards this net zero journey. 2022 was a year that was built on existing momentum, and in particular here we see it in Southeast Asia as well. Despite the challenging global environment, accelerated net zero and carbon neutrality goals were either articulated in updated national determined contributions at COP27, or we're starting to see them take shape through power development plans and national energy strategies across the region. Through the work that we have been doing on the ASEAN Low Carbon Energy Program in the last 3 years, the Carbon Trust sees firsthand the strong desire by national governments and ministries in our region to support raising of ambitions through refining policy design and enhancing the pace of energy efficiency improvements, both across public sector as well as industry. And all of this with growing alignment to this envisioning of a new low carbon future. 2022 was also a year where we saw growing commitment in financial support for a just transition away from coal-fired power in the region. Building on the momentum which was in COP26, where 23 countries committed to a scaling up of clean power and the phasing out of coal, COP27 brought about more partnerships, including the Just Energy Transition Partnership, JETP, and ADB's Memorandum of Understanding with the key Indonesian partners to accelerate retirement of the first coal-fired power plant under its energy transition mechanism. At the Carbon Trust, we work collaboratively with our technical and financial partners in a consortium called the Coal-Asset Transition Accelerator, CARTA, to map out the decision-making journeys of the coal-fired power plants and provide the wide range of technical and analytical support that is required to enable such holistically planned transitions across multiple countries in Asia. Lastly, in 2022, both globally and here in Asia, we saw increased scrutiny around sustainability and corporate climate action. Here in Singapore, the Monetary Authority of Singapore will be rolling out new guidelines in 2023 to reduce greenwashing risks and enable investors to better assess the ESG funds in the market. We also see the International Sustainability Standards Board, or the ISSB, vote unanimously to require company disclosures on Scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions, providing clear direction on how corporates should be thinking about their joint responsibility over emissions beyond their operational carbon footprint. Carbon Trust welcomes the level of integrity that investors and regulators are expecting. And in working with our corporate and financial institution clients in this region, we have seen common challenges. A common challenge in the need for the development of internal decision-making tools, the need for more capacity building to drive the confidence needed towards ambition. And to support this, Carbon Trust focuses on building the trusted partnerships and relationships that we have with our clients and work with them across more and more challenging aspects, including challenging aspects of Scope 3 emissions, enabling supplier engagements, and also looking to work with industry associations to map out how the full value chain can start working together to reduce overall emissions. These are just some of the many examples of why 2022 strengthened the foundation for us, a foundation that we need to build on in 2023 as we work towards a net zero future. Targeting net zero is of vital importance, not just globally but in our region. We are a region that is already experiencing growing number of climate-related extreme weather incidences, threatening both lives and livelihoods. We are a region where our percentage GDP loss by 2048 could be 2 times higher the global average due to climate impacts. And we are a region where our young and growing population is looking towards to secure future-ready jobs. They are looking to put their minds to innovation and change. We're a region that we have the ability to harness available technologies today and also contribute to the research and development of the value chains of future technologies to redefine prosperity for ourselves in a way that is more aligned to our natural boundaries and a way that can bring about a safer future for all of our region. In this strive of raising our ambitions, we know we cannot achieve this alone. Neither can any organization go it alone. There are cross-sectorial and systemic issues that need to be resolved. And this urgency needed is not just an urgency towards a timeline towards net zero, but an urgency in recognizing where the gaps are in our systems and an urgency where we take leadership to bridge it with collaboration and innovation. Today, our speaker lineup represents this multi-sectorial approach. All of our speakers are leaders that have bravely found new ways within their companies and institutions and are also working externally collaboratively. We have inspiring keynote speeches from the US Ambassador and Executive Director of the Asian Development Bank, Ms. Chantel Wong, and Managing Director of Singapore Economic Development Board, Ms. Jacqueline Poh. Both institutions that have been leading our regional and country level efforts in the transformation that is needed towards net zero pathways. We have also a truly diverse and regional group of panelists from corporates and financial institutions that can speak to how their organizations embedded climate initiatives and targets strategically and the practical challenges that they have overcome. I look forward to an incredibly rich discussion with you in the next 2.5 hours. Thank you so much.